Hello, and welcome to the Over 50 Health and Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Kevin English, founder of The Silver Edge. Our mission at The Silver Edge is to inspire men and women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond to live their strongest, healthiest, most fulfilling lives. In this podcast, we share stories of amazing individuals who are doing just that, to help motivate you to become the healthiest version of yourself, regardless of your age. And now, on to today's podcast. Hello, my guest this week is Caroline Taylor. Caroline is a personal trainer and animal flow coach in the UK with 22 years of military service. She is passionate about helping clients feel strong, energized, and fit for life, whether that means getting into and out of a car or climbing a mountain. Her classes include animal flow, mobility, boxing, kettlebells, TRX, and boot camps. Caroline, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hello. Thanks for coming on. So I definitely want to talk about your work that you're doing with folks today, but let's back up a little bit and tell us, what were you like as a child? Were you an active girl?
No, I wasn't. I was a big fat blob. And
okay.
we found my dad had a hotel, so I was busy cooking, cleaning toilets. He had two kids from a second marriage, so I was used to be holding a child, ironing, booking people in. I never did sport. It wasn't a thing. We just didn't do it. We were busy, you know.
Yeah, so not as many opportunities probably for sport, but it sounded like you were active, but not necessarily fit, it sounds like. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I was not fit at all. I was a big, fat, little blobber.
Okay. And so when did that change as you're growing up? When did you start to find a passion for fitness?
Well, I didn't really. My stepmother frog marched me to the army. She wanted me out the house. And honestly, I didn't do any sort of fitness. Oh, it was parachuting before. I was doing a lot of parachuting, but it wasn't. I forged my dad's signature when I was 14 and went off parachuting, and then I was a bit of a wild person at that time. And then I went to work at a parachute centre, and then I joined the army. And honestly, it was sink or swim in the army. I was always last. I was always the fat one in the little pants with the fat thighs rubbing. And can you bleep things out? I used to get, you beep, 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 split off, get moving. Da, da, da. And honestly, I was always last. I was just a real fat little blob. I was just like a meh. You know what I mean? I was like a bleh.
Okay, so definitely not fit as a child or a young person. But let's back up a little bit. You breezed through that pretty quickly. So at age 14, you forged a parent's signature in order to do parachuting. Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Why parachuting? What got you into that?
I don't know. It just looked really good. It looked colourful. It looked bright, and I wanted some of it. And I was sick and tired of cooking and cleaning and looking after kids. And it was the best contraceptive. My dad said to me, if you ever get pregnant, I'll break both your legs and you'll be pushing a trolley around Tesco's and that sort of stuff. So I just thought, right, I'm going to go and do something. So I got into parachuting, but a few of my friends died, which was really sad. On a couple of jumps that I should have been in, the plane went in. It was it was an awful time. And then I just went off and joined the army. So just to get away from everything. And then, being last all the time, I just thought, I've got a knuckle under now. And all I knew on my fitness was just go for it, just do it. Run, lift weights, climb walls, you know what I mean? And I just kept going. Then I found my passion for it and I thought, I quite like this. I could do this.
And that, you say you found your passion for that. Did that happen during your time? Because I believe we read at the top of the show that you did 22 years in the military. Is that right?
Yeah.
Was it during that time that you found the passion for fitness?
Because we had lots of basic fitness tests and I was last, and I just had enough of being last all the time. Always had enough of being the last person in the corner, getting shouted at, never getting picked for anything. And I thought, right, in my spare time, I'm going to start doing some stuff. And I sort of got in with the PTIs, the girls, they were brilliant. They helped me, and I just thought, I like this. I'm going to crack on.
That's fantastic. So it was really the motivation came from the desire to from being tired of being last. Is that right? You were last in all of your fitness tests, and after a while, you decided, no, I don't, I don't want to be last anymore.
I've had enough.
You've had enough of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm sure that the military service is going to whip you into shape one way or another, right? But how did that work? I mean, did you start doing extra work on your own? What did you do specifically as you decided, okay, I'm done being last? What behavior changes did you make in order to, well, not be last?
Well, we had set PT most days, but I always did a bit of extra. And in my time off, I didn't drink. And so I just used to do something at night. So I used to train when I was in Cyprus. We used to do shifts, 3 days, 3 nights, 3 off, and we were working full on. I mean, I was a military policewoman, so we're working. But before shift at 6 o'clock, I could go training. I did shift work for 12 hours, and I did training afterwards. And then we had PT on our days off, and I just loved it. And the sunshine, and I lost a bit of weight, and then I got a little gang of people. Oh, can you help me get fit? And I thought, oh, I quite like this. Somebody's asking me for some help. And then I just got into it like that, really. And I just realised there was a better way. Instead of squawking and shouting and making people feel like shit, I encouraged them. You know, I got a little band, and then I started taking aerobics and stuff, which was really ridiculous, like burpees to music. But I remember we had some special people come, and I beasted the arse of them. And then I got a bit famous because I used to start wearing bright colours, because Lycra wasn't even in there back in the day. I'm 57 tomorrow. And we didn't wear Lycra, we wore Ron Hills, which were horrible pull-on foul trousers. And then Lycra came in, and I was like, oh my God, I want a pair of them. I used to wear bright clothes, and then people go, can you go and do aerobics for us? I thought, oh yeah, burpees to music, let's just do it. Never did it on the right side, just did it on the left side, then just had another go somewhere else, and people would breathe out their arse and oh, they like this. And I got a bit famous.
And now, was this while you were still in the military that you were kind of doing the... Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Burpees to music. I haven't heard it put that way. I like that. I have to remember that.
It was burpees. It was a beasting to music. And I used to have and then as I went up and got more senior in my ranks, you know what I mean, up the ladder, I used to have everyone on the praise square. So we used to have about 1,000 people going, right, 20 burpees. We just used to have The Only Way Is Up. And, you know, what were the other musics? What was the musics when we were around? You know, Swing Out Sister and Eurythmics and Madonna. And, you know, they were the days, weren't they?
So this would have been in the 80s, I'm guessing then, right?
In the 80s.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You so we had the whole MTV and you're right. We had, that was probably the boon of the neon colored Lycra and maybe leg warmers for your aerobics classes, things of that nature. Yeah. Okay.
It was fun, and I just liked it, and it took me away from all the other stuff that was going on. And I just thought, oh, I quite like doing this, malarkeys. Didn't stretch, didn't do any mobility.
Didn't need to probably back then, right? Yeah.
Didn't do any of that. You did burpees, everything. You pimped your burpee.
Okay. So in addition to, so you're doing, it sounds like you're probably leading some aerobic type classes and getting a following there. Were you doing other exercises? I'm guessing in the military, your PT, you're probably running, maybe, were you lifting weights as well?
I am lifting weights. I was like, I only knew one speed, go effing fast or stop, you know, and that's all you knew. You didn't know anything about the body or anything. You just do it. That's all you knew.
And were you taking that attitude to your newfound clients?
I think so. Yeah. Then, but on my resettlement, when I got out the army, you could have do courses, and I did lots of fitness courses like massage, and I started learning about the body and stuff. And I realised I was nearly 40 then. I was getting a bit creaky. I had scoliosis on my back. I don't know if you can see. Like, can you see that lump on my back?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
So they were saying to me, if you don't get this sorted out, you're going to, land up with an operation. And I was like, no way. And they wanted me to have an operation right up to the day I left the army. I said, I'll sort it out. And I just did some more stretching and a little bit of mobility. But not until I found Animal Flow 7 years ago did I realise what your body is capable of.
Yeah, so we'll put a pin in the Animal Flow just for a minute, because I certainly want to talk about that. That's very intriguing to me, and that's how I found you. I found you on Instagram doing the Animal Flow stuff, and I found that to be fascinating. But let's just kind of continue your journey. So you said you're out of the service somewhere in your 40s, right? And you had the opportunity to do some classes. So talk to us a little bit about that. What kind of classes were you taking?
Well, I got out of the army and I'd been all coursed up and I thought, I could become a personal trainer, because I'd been sort of looking after people, doing stuff. And it was really good. I had no clients whatsoever. So I went to my local gym. Oh, no, we can't pay you. We'll pay you in sunbed tokens. So, This is like 15 years ago. So I had no clients. So I just went in the gym, did some free boxing classes, got some sunbed tokens. And my manager, she was a really sweet girl called Kate. She goes, Caroline, we're going to have to start paying you some money. We can't give you sunbed tokens because you're going to look like a leathery old prune by the time you're 50, 60, which I am now. But so she sort of wangled that I'd get paid and then I could be a personal trainer there. So I got my first client, which I still have now, 15 years on. It's very strange. Still got most of my first clients, still got them now.
That's great. Yeah, that's impressive.
No, I did my boxing and I did lots of circuits, very military style. They didn't really know what hit them in the gym because it had been sort of like Les Mills and stuff, and it wasn't sort of like military. And I got a bit of a reputation that I was going to beast the shit out of people, really. And people used to come to me, I think they thought it was a bit of a joke. I kept that up for a bit, and then I realised I don't like flogging people anymore. It's not really my thing. And then I found Animal Flow.
Okay, so let's talk about Animal Flow. Tell us how you found Animal Flow, and then tell us what it is.
Well, okay. All right, so I'm on YouTube because I'm just like pretty tired in my body. I'm a bit knackered out and I want to do something different. So I'm always looking for different courses. I've done yoga and a bit of yoga and stuff, and I just thought, oh, not really for me. It was too much dogma. I wanted something where I could just go and do and have a bit of fun. And I just bumped in on yoga to this guy doing something. Oh, he looks quite doing some sort of stuff. I thought, oh, I could have a go at that. And it was Mike Fitch. And I found out Mike Fitch was doing a course in UK. So I tootle up there, up to London, and I meet a couple of people. We have a bit of a laugh. And he's this lovely, blue-eyed, blonde, beautiful young man. He turns up with Karen Ma. And I think they're a bit of a shock. They've still got me animal, my army animal mentality going. And he says, so what do you think Animal Flow is good for? I went, naked twister. I was just that sort of person. I was like, didn't really think about what I thought about and just said it off the cuff. But I was so intrigued by it. I was just like, I could not believe that you could just get on the floor and just move around in your space on your hands and knees and have such a fantastic time. And it unlocked so much of my body on that first day. I just felt I had more space and awareness in my body. I mean, I couldn't do it. I was like an elephant. I really was. I was like an elephant rolling on the floor. I was all tight in my shoulders, all tight in my waist. I was dreadful. Honestly, I was absolutely dreadful. And I felt rubbish. But it enlightened something. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like somebody had cleaned all the windows in my life. And I just thought, oh, I've got to have a go at this. And from that day on, I just had another little go every day. And we had an Animal Flow Facebook page. Me and a couple of other girls were the only people going on there, and a couple of people from America. And now it's worldwide, it's global, it's like in every country in the world. But if it hadn't been for Mike and another girl called Rachel Thompson, just being nice to me. I mean, I'd come from a mentality in the army where, it's dog eat dog. You've got to get up there, up the ladder and shine. But they actually, oh, it's all right, just try it like this. I failed my Animal Flow exam 3 times, but I knew I wanted to keep going. It was like learning a new language, but I didn't know the country I was coming from. And ever since then, nearly 7 years ago, I've just done a little bit every day and I felt better. It is an amazing practice, and it leads to so many global friends. And I don't know, every day is exciting because you get a little email saying, are you doing this flow? And you're like, oh, I'll have a go at that. And you don't need any space. You don't need equipment. You've just got yourself.
Yeah, that's one of the things I found fascinating. I think this first came to my attention, not Animal Flow per se, but you probably know this name. Is it Ido Portal? Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
The movement guy. I saw some videos of him just doing, just body awareness in space and human movement essentials. And I think it was a YouTube video a while back. And then I stumbled on the Animal Flow. Looks like it's kind of I don't know which one came first, but they look very similar to me. Talk a little bit about, for listeners, because they can't see us, but tell us a little bit, if you will, exactly what is Animal Flow and how is it typically practiced?
Well, it takes all different elements of like capoeira, yoga. You're on your hands and knees, you're in a crab position, you're crawling. And Mike Fitch, the creator of it, has just got everything in, drawn everything in, and done it with intention and with a little bit of a quiet mind. And it's just getting on the floor and moving around with intention. Instead of flinging yourself around like a burpee would be, you've got to get all your like fuses in your body. Imagine your body is like fused up. Imagine you've got lights in your feet. And sometimes the lights don't work because the toes aren't connecting. Does that make sense? If your toes aren't connected to your ankle, or if your ankle's not connected to your hip, you're stuffed. And, in normal, I'm not having to go about any other practice. People can do what they want, but you can skim round it. But in Animal Flow, there's no cutting corners. It's like you're naked on that floor. You are absolutely naked when you move, because if you don't go through the process of your body and you miss out a big chunk, it's like trying to do the splits over the Niagara Falls. You know what I mean? You're just going to fall in, aren't you? But when you're doing Animal Flow, if you go through the processes, you can't rush anything. When you first start, you think, I'm going to nail that. Well, it's not about nailing that. It's about going through the layers. It's like being a diamond. Getting found in the earth, a diamond, and you're all claggy, and then you clean a little facet, and then you're a bit more sparklier. And then the beautiful thing about it is you never master it because he's always making something else up. And we get Animal Flow on Demand, which is a monthly subscription for instructors, for anybody, and it takes you from the basics right up to flying moves, which he does and his other master instructors. But for Joe Blogs, they can do it. I mean, it's the most natural thing you can do. We started on the floor, just get back on the floor and connect. And believe it or not, there is energy in this floor. I know my clients think I'm mad, but there is energy from up it there, down there. And all we need to do is cultivate our space and feel energized.
Yeah, I love that you bring up that this is, moving with intention. It looks and sounds almost meditative, as opposed to, like you said, kind of that gung-ho military style, the burpees to music, if you will. It looks like very primal, functional human movement. And obviously you can see when you watch the videos, I've seen you doing some of your flows, and you can see where the animal in Animal Flow, because humans are absolutely animals, right? We tend to forget that in our modern societies because we don't need to move like ancestrally we once did. But it's a very, almost a beautiful kind of sequence of human movements. And to your point, I think it's also fascinating that you can be at any level, right? I mean, you can take a rank beginner completely out of shape and begin them on that journey, and it could be literally a lifetime journey. Is that fair?
Like my client Dave, who I post quite a lot about because he's happy with me posting. I've been taking him training for 9 years. And since lockdown, I'm very lucky that he's got a bit more time on his hands. So I've said, right, let's add some more. And I always put Animal Flow in everything I do since I've started it. I don't tell people I'm doing it. They don't need to bloody know. Just I squeeze it in. I've got clients who are 80, 90, I'm not seeing them at the moment. And they're doing animal flow. They don't know it, but they're doing it. But with Dave, he loved it. He says, oh, let's do an animal flow session every week. So I do something. And he's lost weight. He moves better. I mean, his squat is fantastic. You know, I don't know if you've seen a couple of those posts with him. I mean, I was teaching him scorpion sweep. Scorpion sweep took me about 5 years to learn. I mean, I couldn't, but he got it. I think because when I first started, I was just trying to throw myself into each move. But now I understand the process. Because the thing is, if you don't go through the process, you're not going to get there. You know what I mean? You've got to build your layers. It's like doing the splits Niagara Falls, isn't it? You're not going to do it. So it is beautiful to see him move, and it warms my heart. And then I've got, some young clients who don't want to do any of that, but now they're thinking, oh, I might try that move now because Dave's doing it. And he's 67.
I was going to say, Dave is 67. That's right. I've seen him on your story, and I see you getting after him, and he moves great, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I'm not ramming it down his throat, but we just add a little bit in, and I always put a bit of mobility in, a bit of rubbing and massage, and just getting the body talking to each other. Because, like I said, if those fuses aren't working, you're going to get blown up, aren't you? You're going to just do yourself in.
That's a point well taken, that our body is a connected machine, right? And if there's problems in one part of your body, there's problems in your body as a whole. And taking that into account certainly, I think, is critical as we move forward in our fitness journey. So switching gears a little bit, what are you personally doing for yourself on your fitness journey at this point? What does a typical workout week for you look like?
Well, since lockdown, I'm doing 9, 10 classes a week online now. And obviously I don't do them all because I've got them on my big telly, but people do like to see me moving around a bit so they can get the idea. So I'm doing 8 classes. I'm doing 6 animal flow classes a week. I'm doing a couple of hits and a fitball. I like the fitball. I've always liked my fitball. I mean, that's back in the day, and it is good for balance. And then obviously, I've got my clients in between. I've got about 8 things on every day, with like a couple of classes every day and about 6 clients a day. So animal flow fits into my day perfectly. I can say, right, I've got 45 minutes. There's 2 moves I'm going to go and do. I would, if I had my magic wand, maybe have all afternoon off. But thank God I haven't, because I'd kill myself. We don't need to be moving all day. I mean, when I did triathlons, I was just flogging myself. I was like a walking wreck, but your body could do it when you're 30s, 40s. But now I'm glad I'm busy, because otherwise I'd be, I'm going to have another role. I'm going to do another thing. Your body needs repair. Less is more, honestly.
Yeah, that's a point well taken. So it sounds like really the way you're working out for yourself and practicing the self-care for your fitness journey today is in leading classes. You lead a very active life. And when you get a chance, you do a couple, like you said, a couple of your animal flows, squeeze those in, but you're really staying active, leading classes and working with clients.
Yeah, and I do a couple of little runs every week. I used to do marathons, but I don't anymore. So maybe do a run with a client, and then a couple of little runs, 20 minutes on my own. My boyfriend, Paul, he had a stroke 2 years ago. He was really bad. He, honestly, if he hadn't been at the hospital, he would have been kaput, because he was overdoing it. He was like, he's the fittest person in the world, but he just overcooked himself, and just his brain just went, the hand of God said, Paul, if you don't have a moment to yourself, you're going to, and now he cannot do as much. He used to do handstands. He won't even do a handstand now. His whole brain has been rewired, but in a good way, as personal trainers, because he's a personal trainer, we have learned so much from his stroke, how to rehab people, how to do stuff. So I have got my hands full with him, trying to get him mobile.
Right. Yeah, it certainly sounds like it. Well, and this is a good segue to talk a little bit about your thoughts on recovery, because you had mentioned, you're thankful that you don't have more time because you might try and cram more things in there. And that at some point that becomes counterproductive, right? Yeah. What are your thoughts on recovery especially for folks over 50?
Well, I think the pillars of life, I would say sleep. when I first talk to my clients, they do not sleep. They're insomniacs, a lot of them. Too much coffee. Don't go to bed till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, because I know when they've sent me a message like 2 o'clock, can we change our session? And I'm thinking, why are you still up at 2 o'clock? And they go, oh yeah, I went to bed early. No, you didn't. I got a message off you at 2 o'clock. Not that I'm bothered because I got my phone off, but sleep, water, just the basics of life. You don't need all these fangle diets. If we start listening to ourselves and tuning in, who said you have to go for 5 runs a week? The program, the algorithm, listen to your body. Don't keep bleeding listening to a program online that somebody's just done up and generically spat out. You've got to start listening to yourself, because you are the greatest healer of yourself. You know, us personal trainers can just open the door, turn the light on for you, but you've got to get yourself through the door and keep going. You know,
Yeah.
some people, you can take a horse to water, but they're still in it.
Right. Yeah. So I agree wholeheartedly that, I think a lot of people overlook the importance of sleep. They don't understand the anabolic importance of sleep and just how that affects all areas of your life. Clearly, hydration, I think you mentioned hydration, and then very importantly, listening to your body. All great advice for recovery. We know that muscle is actually built while we recover, not while we're working out. So certainly making sure you get that appropriate rest in order to recover. You had kind of alluded a little bit to nutrition. What are your thoughts on fueling this kind of performance?
Well, I started fasting a few years ago, which I really do enjoy. But I find now, if, say, I've got 2 classes and I go to a run with a client or something, I do need I make smoothies now. So a bit of avocado, banana, blueberries, fresh orange juice, whiz it all up. And I have that on my standby, and I take that with me. I have my coffee, and I Ancient and Brave, some collagen coffee I've got. And every night before I go to bed, I squeeze about 3 oranges, and I have my oranges, because in the current virus situation, I am not going to get ill. You know, I'm quite good at not getting ill because I surround myself by my Ready. Do you remember the Ready Brick advert where you've got a light round you? Okay, in UK, we used to have a Ready Brick advert back in the 80s, and he used to eat his Ready Brick and he'd have a little light round him. So that's what I do mentally, put my little light round me, and the virus can go away. I don't have to get it. It don't get me. You know, so I try and live how I do and how I talk, and try and stay in my healthy bubble.
Yeah, I like that. So you mentioned a lot of fruits, vegetables there. Are you vegetarian or vegan, or
No,
you just no? Okay.
no. My boyfriend, we were veggies about 4 years ago. He came out in hives for about a year, itching, scratching. He got hospitalized. It was because he was eating too much tinned tuna and too much raw vegetables. He actually made himself so ill. And they said, we nearly had to get rid of my cat because I had to change the pillows. I had to change the whole house because of his stupid chuffing eating habit, because all he would eat is vegetables and tuna. And I was like, Paul. But he wouldn't listen to me. Then he went to a nutritionist and said, you need some more stuff in your body. It's just not working. He started eating meat again, and all he eats now is meat and veg. So meat, veg, and popcorn. He doesn't eat anything else. So in my fridge, if you came round, that's all would be in my fridge. I don't have any lentils, beans, rice, nothing. And he's very simple to cook for. I'm very lucky on that front.
So yeah, meats and vegetables, that sounds like a pretty healthy base of eating, right? A lot of whole foods, not processed food. Sounds like you're not doing a ton of carbs. So you are obviously, and I think our listeners, although they can't see you, they can probably pick up from your voice that you're a very high energy person. You seem like you have high levels of motivation. How do you maintain your energy and motivation?
Okay. I do not go around any energy vampires. Okay.
Yep. Okay. That's a very good start. Yeah.
And if I find myself dropping off a cliff, off Beachy Head. It's where everyone goes to jump off a cliff. I take myself back and I do my gratitude every night, okay? And I just think about the things that I have got. I imagine I've just been born and look at all the stuff I've got. It's too easy to get wrapped up in everybody else's stuff. And I cannot save everybody. You cannot save everybody. As much as, as a woman, you're a nurturer, I can't save everybody. And I just try and do my little bit. And it's just keeping yourself sane, isn't it? Do something for yourself every day. But yesterday, I was a prime example. I was flat out from 6:30 in the morning till 9 o'clock last night. And I didn't like that day. It might have looked good on paper. I got money, but it's not about the money. It's about, keeping yourself sane and keeping yourself happy. So long as, I can move a little bit every day, put some bright colours on, wear nice perfume, my fresh perfume, put my glitter on, then I'm happy. It's the simple things in life, honestly, for me.
So it sounds like what you're saying is that you have a gratitude practice and that you practice just reasonable self-care. You do the things that you like to do. You take care of yourself. I think a lot of people, and you had mentioned that, as a woman, you're a nurturer. And I think a lot of people in general will tend to put other things in front of their self-care, whether it's their spouses, their children, their work. A lot of things come before them. And I think that most people, what they miss in that is that when we take care of ourselves, when we practice good self-care and put ourselves first in that sense, we show up as better parents, as better children, as better coworkers, as better humans, right? And I think that's missed a lot. So that is, thank you for sharing that. I think that's beautifully said. So what's next for you? What's on the horizon for you? Where do you see yourself? What do you have planned for next year, for example?
Well, hopefully get the vaccine and go to America to Animal Flow HQ. Animal Flow Towers. We were supposed to, every year we go away. We luckily go away and go and learn some stuff. So last year we went to Boulder, Colorado. It was fantastic with Mike and like 10 other people. This year, it all got stopped, didn't it? So I'm looking forward to next year and just going out there, getting some sunshine, just being with, like-minded people, having a little roll on the floor, just keeping it simple. The more I get connected with myself, the less I want. I would love a bigger space. I want a walk-in wardrobe to have all my lycra lined up because I get changed about 4 times a day. I want a sparkly bathroom. I've got a pink car. I want a little beach hut looking out to the sea to have a few clients, do some stuff on those looking out to sea. Just keeping it simple, keeping it low key. And just getting people moving. Honestly, the amount of people that say to me, "Oh, I feel better." When somebody says, "I feel better," that is gold to me.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that comes through. I think talking to you and people can't see, we're looking at each other, and obviously you seem to be a colorful person. You're dressed in bright colors. You got bright colors behind you, and certainly on your Instagram that comes through, that energy. So yeah, looking to work with more people next year. Maybe get into, like you said, Animal Flow HQ. And so, speaking of working with more people, are you taking on new clients? Can people still connect with you now, or what? How does that look?
I've been very lucky. I was asked or whatever if I wanted to be a regional leader, which is it's a new thing. It's not a big instructor. It's just regional leader for my area. So I will do a few flow jams, get people moving, because everybody can do animal flow. Everybody can get down on the floor. God help you if you fall over. You can get up, haven't you? You're not just, people need to bend down, pick up their dog poo, because that is my biggest bugbear. Dog poo in my hand. Everyone's got a little pet, or everyone cleans the floor. Everyone's got to get down on the floor so you can bleeding well get up again and move your body. So I want to set up some little moves. Just go and maybe go into some schools, get some kids doing some stuff. I don't know, just get people feel a bit more connected with themselves, a bit more happy, and just get some more air in your body. When you get some more air in your body, you speak a bit more sense to yourself, because so many people are all scrunched up like this. They need to open up themselves, get some air, and they'll realise what they've got to do. People are so much more than what they think they are.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. I love that. People are so much more than they think they are. And I agree wholeheartedly. I agree. It's just a matter of getting them to see that, right? And I think movement is one of the best ways to do that.
I think, young people, no offence, we didn't have all that when we were younger, did we? We had a Beano mag, I think, a Beano mag and a Tintin or something whatever. Yeah, and they're so scrunched up, worrying about what everybody else thinks. Who really cares what anybody else thinks? If you're worried about what somebody else thinks, the message was not for them. I would never say anything if my grandmother wouldn't like it. I would never say something. I wouldn't have a go about somebody else's fitness journey. Meet them where they are, but people have got to realise, social media is a public toilet. You do not know who's going to come in, sit down and look at your page while they're doing their whatever. And you can't be responsible for everyone else, can you? They're going to say things. The amount of things I get said about me, but I'm like, oh, well, that's your opinion. I don't really care. Crack on, mate. Don't follow me. Don't look.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Social media's got it's done a lot of great things, and you're right. It can be, it can be a pretty trashy place as well. Well, Caroline, where can people connect with you? What's the best way for people to get in touch with you and to follow you?
Well, on Instagram, really, or Google me, Caroline Taylor, personal trainer, or Pink Fizz. I'm Pink Fizz, PANKPH, and they can find me. I'm there. I'm not for everybody. I am Pink Marmite. I do not expect everyone to like me. But thank God, you don't want to be Philadelphia cheese, do we? We don't want everybody to,
Right.
You can't be very can you?
Yeah.
There's hundreds of people out there. Go and choose somebody you get on with.
100%. Yeah. So, and I can drop all that into the show notes, your links to your Instagram and whatnot, so people can find you there. But I wanted to kind of wrap up here, because it looks like we're running up on our time, just by saying thank you so much for spending some time with us today and sharing your very colorful insights with us. I really, really appreciate it. I think you're a fantastic inspiration for healthy aging, and I wish you all the best in the world going forward.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's our show for today, folks. If you enjoyed today's episode, please tell your friends, and please consider subscribing and giving us a 5-star review. All the show notes and much more are available at our website at silver-edge.com. That's silver-edge.com. So until next time, stay strong.